How would you categorize Da Nang? Is it more of a city for families? Is it a great family city? Is it more of a backpacker city? Is it more of a single guy or single woman city? What would you say?
It's a tourist city. I don't really think there's infrastructure to live here. Okay. That's after having lived here for a year, I don't feel like it really has the infrastructure needed for most expats.
Okay, let's go.
Hi, it's JJ, the Lonely Bull in Asia, here at my favorite beach paradise called the Paradise, and I'm with special guest Evan. How you doing, Evan? Nice for you to stop by.
Yeah, I'm great, man. I'm like, it's peak hot summer season in Da Nang.
Oh my God,
obviously,
yeah,
so, you know,
it's crazy hot.
Already getting the sweat going, even though it's 9 a.m. But yeah, but it's still beautiful, right? I mean, it is paradise. It really is paradise.
Exactly. So we're in the shade, a little bit of a breeze, but I want to talk to Evan a little bit about how you got here, where you're from. I know you got family. Yeah. So let's start at the beginning. Where are you from originally?
I'm from Toronto.
Okay.
From Toronto, Canada. Yeah.
Okay.
And like the simplest version of it is that I'm a school teacher by trade. So I was a school teacher for 17 years. Now I'm sort of semi or soft retired. You know, maybe I'll go back someday, maybe not. It probably depends more on kids and my kids than anything else. But I came here for a job offer at the Canadian school in Saigon, in Ho Chi Minh City. So,
oh, wow. Okay. All right. So were you in Ho Chi Minh City first then?
Yeah. So I spent a little over 5 years Ho Chi Minh City. I got there July 19. And other than like a brief interlude in 2022, I guess, like a sort of during one of the COVID lockdowns, I was there 2019 July straight through to June of last year, so June 2024. So almost exactly 5 years.
Okay.
And again, same thing. There were some interruptions and stuff for COVID, times that went online, the kids weren't in school and yada yada. But I mean, basically, I worked with that same school and company for 5 years.
Okay, so you moved from Toronto to Ho Chi Minh City in 2020 or 2019.
Yeah, and so I'd been, the last time, I've been abroad a bunch for teaching. Before that, the last place I'd been was China, and I thought I was going back to China. My plan was to go, so I'd traveled all over China, spent a full year just sort of teaching part-time and basically doing a big scouting trip. Okay. You know, a solo plan by myself, for myself, year-long scouting trip of all over China.
Wow.
And it was incredible.
Yeah.
China's got to be one of my, I don't know if favorite is the word, but like it's a place that made such an impression on me.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like America or, you know, maybe Russia or the former Soviet bloc. I've never been there, but a place that's just so incredible and vast, you know, like it'd be impossible. Just like the US, right? It's impossible to say, like, what is America, right? Is it the Grand Canyon? Is it Florida? Is it New York City?
Right.
And China has that, where it's like parts of it are so different.
I almost took a teaching job at the end of 2016, teaching in Shenzhen.
Oh.
I had a contract signed, 15-month contract signed and ready to send in. And at the last minute, I got a job offer in Louisville, Kentucky, and just went the easy route and stayed in the U.S. because it would have been my first trip out of the country ever.
Really?
Yeah. So
wow.
I was a little nervous. I wanted to do it, but well, actually, I take that back. I traveled to the Philippines before. That's why I had a girlfriend that was an OFW in Hong Kong. So I thought I'll take that job in Shenzhen. It's right there, so I can just go see her on weekends. But I got a little nervous, and then when the job offer came in Louisville, it's like I just took the easy way out.
Okay.
And I regretted it up until when I actually moved here. So,
yeah, it's funny. I wonder sometimes. So I had 2 job offers in Shanghai, which was like sort of really intentional.
Right.
And then the job offer in Saigon in Vietnam came through personal connections.
Mm-hmm. Did you know anything about Vietnam before you came here?
So little. And it's funny because I taught in Australia in 2011 or something when I was about, when I was about 30 years old. So I'd been a foreign like teach English as a foreign language teacher in Mexico, almost right out of college. And then I liked it enough that I was like, I should go back, get licensed, get certified. So I went home to Canada, Toronto, and at the time it was about 8 months, really fast. They've changed the rules now. You didn't need a master's degree or anything. It was just like, if you have a 3 or 4 year bachelor's, you go do this 8-month program. 3 of the 8 months are like in a school, right?
Yeah.
And I'd ended up like, from the time I flew back from Mexico City to Toronto to being on the job in Melbourne, Australia, was like 8 months in a week. You know, like it was really just like all set up, everything lined up perfectly. And when I was in Australia, I traveled all over Southeast Asia, and I had skipped Vietnam.
Oh wow.
I heard weird things, and like it was just not. It just wasn't on my radar the way like Thailand and Bali and some of those more sort of famous, you know, spots were. I can't say what it was. It wasn't anything against Vietnam, but I just really had, yeah. I guess I'd thought of it as maybe a budget or an off the beaten path thing.
Yeah.
And I wasn't looking for that at the time. At the time I was looking for like, I got 4 weeks off from work. I want to live large. You know, I was like, oh, let's go to Koh Samui, let's go to Bali, all those sort of big places.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't regret it. They're amazing, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So you're married now, right?
I am.
Were you married at that time?
Absolutely not.
Oh, okay. All right. So you moved to Ho Chi Minh City and you stayed there for a few years. What made you, or what brought you here to Da Nang? Did you have a job offer? Were you actively looking to move here?
So the COVID thing happened. Then I met the woman who became my wife.
Oh, okay.
She's Saigonese, from Saigon.
Oh, wow.
Then we had a couple kids. I mean, this is all, you know, I'm fast forwarding 5 years of life here.
Right.
But basically, it was you know, when we met, we had this setup where it was like, we had a really nice, you know, unit in a building, like it's actually a Singaporean development. So there's a lot of really nice condos and condo developments in the southern suburbs of Saigon. They're a pretty expat heavy district, tend to mostly be Korean, Taiwanese, some Japanese, some mainland Chinese, some Westerners. But that's where a lot of the international schools are. So that's where I worked at the Canadian school.
Okay.
My wife worked for a big company that can remain nameless as a marketing director, but like an international corporation that had an office in that same district. You know, everything was pretty peachy. We ended up having a couple kids. We had childcare. We had a nanny, you know, and then when my older kid got old enough to go to not even kindergarten, like daycare, the tuition was free. The school I worked at charged about $30,000 US a kid.
Wow.
So it's like, I mean, this is beyond 1%ers in Vietnam. We're talking like, you know, they get rides in Maseratis and Rolls Royce cars and stuff like that. And I really thought, yeah, at least until our kids sort of finished grade 6 or something. I planned on being there that long, in other words, right? Like I'd been there 5 years. I thought I worked for the company for 10 years, 12 or 15 years, maybe retire at 50, at 55.
Right.
I certainly didn't see any reason why I would get another job. And then the school got sold.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I was, by that time I was sort of in middle management, you know, like running a department. I mean, it's not a huge amount of responsibility or anything, but it is still technically a corporate structure and hierarchy at that kind of international school. And I mean, new owners, new boss, the first thing they're going to do is clean out management, right?
Right, yeah. New broom sweeps clean, is what they say.
It's the classic thing. And
Been there.
I saw it. I just saw it. The writing was on the wall. And again, you know, good luck to them and the new people there and everything, but I could really see like, oh, I'm clearly part of the old regime.
Right.
They're going to come in and just clean house and whatever.
Yeah.
And when I looked around the job scene, the job market in Ho Chi Minh City, I didn't see anywhere I wanted to be. You know, I didn't see anywhere I wanted to make a lateral move. My wife and I have been coming up here since we were dating, probably 2 or 3 times a year to Hoi An or to Da Nang or to the beach. My wife had shifted most of her work to remote work already. And I'd started the YouTube thing as a teacher, actually.
Oh, okay.
So I'd started during COVID uploading classes and then offering like small group Zoom classes and stuff. And really like I had a kind of side hustle going on top of my regular teaching job, which was allowing me to save a lot of money. And then, I just kind of did the numbers and ran the math and was like, I don't really have to work.
Ooh.
I knew I had to make money.
Right.
Otherwise, I would just have been depleting my savings, my investment account. But it wouldn't be a lot, and it was like there's a whole combo. Do you want me to like get into money stuff and numbers?
No, you don't have to. I just so you didn't come here to teach.
No, the opposite. We came here thinking like we can do our own. This is the perfect place to like, because it's cheaper than Saigon, especially than where we were living in Saigon. It's quite a lot cheaper here. I'd say 60% cost of living or something, right?
Okay.
So we knew, based on our monthly expenditures and burn rate and stuff in Saigon, that would drop here. And then the number that I would have to bring in a month, I was already bringing in quite a bit of online income. So you know what I mean? I knew in my head how to map it out. We talked a little bit off camera. I'd have multiple YouTube channels before.
Right.
I built this sort of side hustle tutoring, teaching business on top of one of them. I knew sort of that it wasn't that much. Like I'd only really need to bring in a few $100s more than I was already bringing in, and I'd be able to live well here. Yeah.
Okay.
And Da Nang affords that, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So why Da Nang? Why did you pick Da Nang?
Well, relative to Ho Chi Minh, so I guess I'll preface it by saying this. If I was gonna take another teaching job, we would have gone to Shanghai, to Dubai, to Singapore. Right? Somewhere where it's a big package, you're gonna get housing, the kids are gonna get school, you're gonna get all that stuff. Mm-hmm. And I'm certainly qualified and experienced enough to get that kind of package, but there isn't that kind of package on offer in Vietnam.
Okay.
So Da Nang, it's like immediately right off the top, our costs just like go way down. Safer for the kids. Mm-hmm. It's cleaner for the kids. It's more beautiful. Mm-hmm. It's a slower pace of life. And now all of a sudden it's sort of like, okay, we can just slow it down. I spend, I told you before I met you, I was like, I just got to get my kids ready, get them breakfast, drop them off for daycare. I spend a ton of time with my little kids. And just have a whole different lifestyle than I think I'd really be able to have anywhere.
You've been here about a year now?
Yeah, a little over a year. I've been here about 13 months.
Okay.
13 or 14 months, whatever it was. We came up here at the end of the school year. And I really felt like, the decision to come here for me was like, I was committed to not getting another job, at least not for like 5 or 10 years, like to try it out and see like, what's it like. And the other thing I should say, without getting into boring numbers or details, the apartment in Saigon rents for more than the rent cost of an apartment here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So that's part of it too, right? Like we had a lot of we run a lot of numbers, and like my wife still works. Most of it's remote, but she flies back sometimes to Saigon for meetings, client stuff. And it's like, we just done all the numbers and we think we can do it. And
so for my viewers who are thinking about moving to Southeast Asia or living somewhere in Southeast Asia, you're married to a Vietnamese. Mm-hmm. So what visa do you have?
For almost the entire time, the first 5 years, I had a temporary resident card through my job.
Okay.
And you can get one of those teaching English as a foreign language. You don't need to be like an international school teacher or anything. You can also get one through consulting gigs. Mm-hmm. So there's plenty of, contact a visa agent or a visa lawyer. I just dropped 100 pineapples over there. And now I have what's called the TT, which is the spousal visa.
Okay.
But that's just since I stopped working.
Okay.
So that's a very new thing. In other words, I was here on my own work visa resident card for 5 years, even when I met my wife and got married and stuff, before going to the work. But that's another thing. I was enabled to stay here full time without working, or without working in the country, mm-hmm. because of my wife.
Yeah,
I noticed I paid taxes here too, though.
Oh, okay.
Like for 5 years, like part of the resident, I earned money here. I paid taxes here. I did file the tax report. Like,
Okay. So a lot of people I've met here and become friends with, they're all on tourist visas.
Yeah.
And they come here and then every 90 days they leave. So I've found this is a very transient community.
here.
Yeah, here in Da Nang.
Yeah. And that's been, so yeah, as far as pros and cons of the life in Da Nang, it's been everything that we imagined it, like as promised. The beach is stunning. It's more affordable. The sky is blue and clean. It doesn't have the pollution of an Asian megacity.
Right.
Traffic and things are not, it's still chaotic, but it's not even in the same.
Not even close to.
It's not even close. It's
Ho Chi Minh
nothing
City.
like Ho Chi Minh City,
Yeah.
Hanoi, Jakarta, even Bali. Bali's terrible. Like,
I heard it's getting really bad there.
it's hideous,
Yeah.
and we just don't have that in Da Nang. You'll see it. It's coming. It's developing a lot. One of the things I notice now, the construction sounds.
Oh, everywhere. I'll bet if I come back here in a year, I won't recognize a lot of An Thuong. There's so much new building going up or remodeling. I mean,
Yeah.
it's going to be crazy. I hope the infrastructure keeps up with the population surge.
That's the question, right?
Yeah.
And the other thing that's happening, which is there's a really serious labor shortage. So there isn't enough Vietnamese labor to fill the jobs and the demand of what's happening. So, I mean, if you can see down the skyline, I don't know if you cut in B-roll or not, but I can see 5, 6 unfinished 30-story towers. Da Nang's only the 5th biggest city by population in Vietnam.
Right. It's like 1.5 million.
Yeah, it's a little bit over 1 million, and there's not enough people here. And that's also that's really recent. Da Nang has doubled in size in the last 20 or 30 years, right?
Yeah.
So in the 90s, it was only a few 100,000. So
And there's new on the river too. There's new ones going up.
Yeah.
There's at least 3 or 4 that I saw yesterday.
and a lot of the construction workers here have to come in from out of town. There's real labor shortages, and that infrastructure question, I think, is the biggest question for the city, because there's demand not from expats. The expat community here to me seems tiny, seems transient. We live in a Korean community. We lived in a Korean community in Ho Chi Minh, and we live in a Korean community here. And they're still statistically by far the biggest expat and tourist number in Vietnam. There's big, among others, like Samsung, LG and stuff are massive, massive investors in the country. So there's a huge infrastructure for that.
Right.
But I don't know. Yeah, when I imagine what Da Nang looks like in 5 years and 10 years, it's a bit hard to know, how are they going to figure this out? They built the airport, right? The airport's there. It's the most beautiful airport in Vietnam.
Right.
And right now it's the fastest too, because it's clearly way underserving its capacity. But there's no buses really yet. There isn't a good bus service. There isn't any kind of light rail or train. There's just the old school reunification express, right? Like chugging along from Hanoi to Ho Chi Minh. So it does seem a little bit like, how are they going to figure this out?
So let's talk about your YouTube channel, because
Sure.
I want to promote your channel. So what's the name of your channel?
So my main channel is Evan A, like Canadian EH with a little Canadian flag.
I figured that. When I saw that Evan A.
Yeah, and it's funny, in Viet they translate it as Evan Oi, which is Oi is the way you say that. You say A or hey, or if you yell at a waiter, you say M Oi, right? So in Viet it translates as Evan Oi. But it's really just me sharing everything about expat life, so the focus is on Vietnam, but it's also lots of stuff about other parts of the region. I mean, as I said, I've been around the region for 15 years, and Vietnam was actually the last country I came to.
Yeah.
So I probably know more about Vietnam now, but I certainly had a lot more experience in Thailand, Indonesia, Bali, other places, Malaysia, KL, Penang, before coming here. And so I share that kind of information. It's more information and my background's in education. It's more talking head teaching videos than sort of blogs or entertainment. A lot of my video topics and ideas just come from questions I get from viewers and members. I do a lot of I also think my background is as a writer, so everything I do is pretty much scripted.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So I write my scripts.
I don't do. I just wing it. Maybe that's my problem.
I do a lot of lists, a lot of top 10 lists, best 20 this, 20 best this, 20 worst that, 5 this. You know, whether it's countries or places or things to do, people to meet, and all the like, you know. And I still do, and I do like a small, but a couple hours, probably a day. I do various kinds of like consulting and teaching about all the visas, the banking, how to set up an expat life in Southeast Asia. And it's good. It's interesting, man. It's growing like crazy.
There's so many people that think they know Thailand or think they know Vietnam or think they know the Philippines, but have never been there. They're only going by what they see on YouTube. And some of it's good information, some of it's garbage. And so I kind of like to weed through the trash and kind of talk about the, you know, bust the myths basically.
Yeah,
you know?
So the other thing is like this, I interview people and I don't know anything about the Philippines other than that there's a lot of Filipinos in Toronto I grew up with. There's a lot of Filipinos here in Vietnam too.
Yeah.
And our nanny, our childcare, is a Filipino, wonderful Filipino woman. But I've still never been to the Philippines. My parents used to go there because our old neighbors were like a Canadian-Filipino couple.
Okay.
But like you, it's about finding people like Will, right? Who's actually lived in the 3 places. I really enjoy doing that, doing interviews where I talk with other people and compare our sort of experiences in the different countries, because there's a lot of crap out there for sure. I mean, in general on the internet, there's a lot of crap information. I think the most valuable thing you can do as a real person is sort of filter that information, but then also just add your personal experience, which is not going to be representative of everyone.
Right. Absolutely.
But, and like, you know, if people are ever going to, you know, and they do say bad things in the comments or whatever, I'm going to be like, I know that it's like, well, it doesn't really matter for me what you're saying, because ultimately I'm just basing this on what I've seen on the internet and what I've personally experienced, or the experiences of other people I've met, like you, like Will or whatever. And I don't try and pretend like, you know, whatever, like I'm the know-all, know everything.
Yeah. Would you say that's how I am? It's like, if I don't know the answer, I'm going to tell I don't know the answer, but I can look it up, you know, or find it. About Da Nang, is it more of a city for families? Is it a great family city? Is it more of a backpacker city? Is it more of a single guy or single woman city? What would you say? How would you categorize Da Nang?
I mean, I should just be honest and go with my impulse. My impulse to say is it's a tourist city. I don't really think there's infrastructure to live here. Okay. That's after having lived here for a year, I don't feel like it really has the infrastructure needed for most expats.
So you don't think it's necessarily a family style, family?
There's local families. And of course, I mean, my kids speak and understand Vietnamese, and so does my wife.
Right.
But I don't, it's just so transient. I really just think, and what they're building here, the stuff we're seeing being built, is being built for tourists.
Yeah, it's like Miami Beach.
Yeah, it's not. It's not being built for long-term stay stuff, right? Yeah. There's like, so one of the big things that you don't hear a ton about on YouTube, but is a huge moneymaker and real part of Da Nang's economy is golf. Da Nang has 5, I don't golf, but it has 5 or 6, maybe even 7 real, like, legitimate golf courses, like designed by, you know,
Jack Nicklaus.
Names you would know, golfers, names I would recognize, you know, high rated in all of Asia golf courses. Right. And it tends, again, like I said, to be Korean tourists who come there, some Taiwanese and others, but from within East or Southeast Asia.
Wow.
And that's a huge moneymaker. And so the like houses and townhouses here are often like villa styles by the golf courses. And so they're not really like we looked into renting one of those. They're fairly affordable. You can find them for $1,000, $1,200, and they're beautiful, man.
Right. Yeah.
Right. They're like real like Koh Samui luxury 4-bedroom, 5-bedroom villas. and most of them are empty because they're being used as vacation properties. But the issue is there's nothing out there. There's no grocery store.
Right.
There's no school.
Yeah.
You're
So
driving.
it's not convenient.
Yeah.
Unless you golf.
That's right. And there's sort of like.
Now, is there? Do you know if there's plans to build around that, like build a?
Honestly,
community?
I don't know.
I mean, you would think that if somebody was thinking, it's like, yeah, put up a shopping center up there or a grocery store or something. You know?
There are a couple like half-finished or semi-open malls out there.
Okay.
So when you leave Da Nang, there's 20 kilometers uninterrupted of large mega resorts between here and Hoi An.
Right.
And so that's where the majority of tourists coming here and foreigners coming here are staying. But they're kind of invisible, right? Like
Right.
you see them coming in tour buses to Da Nang City or in tour buses to Hoi An, but their whole stay is sort of on property, right? Like a standard resort vacation.
Yeah, to me, it's like, yeah, you're spending extra, you're in luxury, but you're so far removed from any of the real Da Nang city. I mean, you have to, and to me, it's like taking a bus into Da Nang every day. It just doesn't thrill me. Wouldn't do anything for me.
Yeah, so I mean, that's what I kind of think. Like, as far as, to be honest, we'll probably won't stay here for more than another 6 months or a year.
Oh, okay.
I don't think it's.
Where would you go?
Either back to Saigon because we have stuff there, literally stuff, and my wife is still working there. Or if and when not Ho Chi Minh, probably to Kuala Lumpur, Bangkok.
Oh, out of Vietnam.
Yeah, well, because for my wife's work, it's very easy visa-wise to work anywhere in Southeast Asia for her.
Oh, okay, all right.
And she's fluent English speaker. Went to an English college, so bonus dating tip: if you want to date local Vietnamese women, look for the ones that speak English. That's the easiest place to start.
That would be my next question. What you must speak some Vietnamese at least, right?
I mean, I understand it. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the accent here is so different.
Yeah. What would you say? I mean, for the typical guy or woman, that comes here on vacation or thinking about staying here for an extended period of time, how important is knowing the language? I mean, is it impossible? I know the answer to this, or my answer, but I want to find out what you think.
Okay, so
Is it hard just to get by?
I think everything depends on the amount of time you're spending here. If you're spending 90 to 180 days a year here, you should just do tourist visas. Because it's total, right now, things can change. Right now, it's completely acceptable and part of the infrastructure to do visa runs.
Right.
So if you're here for 6 months of the year, like a winter retirement situation or multiple locations or home and then Asia, there's no incentive to get any kind of long-term visa, right? The only incentive for a long-term visa, in my opinion, is if you need or want to be here more than 180 days a year, right? If you want to be here 10 months a year, 12 months a year, 9 months a year, whatever. If you want to work here, if you want to open a business here, like that
They don't really have a retirement visa.
They don't have a retirement visa yet. But they do have investment visas, and buying property can be a way to get that. So the short answer I'm getting at here is that if you're staying 90 to 180 days, I think there's zero incentive and zero reason to learn any Vietnamese, unless maybe you're Viet Q or you're married to a Vietnamese person or you're going to integrate in the Vietnamese community for some reason.
Right.
Learn 100 words, right? Learn basic phrases, whether it's from a phrase book or on a phone app, whether it's an old school phrase book or a new school Duolingo or Anki. I studied Viet quite a bit my first year or 2 years here, and sort of made progress to hit a certain plateau where I felt like, okay, I can at least, whoa, and there's all the beer falling. You're always seeing stuff falling here, isn't it? First pineapples, then cases of beer.
Right.
Wonder why that is. Won't speculate. But yeah, it's really not worth it. It's not going to be worth it for you, right? Until you have a sort of family connection, a personal connection, a neighborhood connection, until you're buying property, you're getting a job, you're opening a business.
But
No.
most places, like retail places and bars and restaurants, hotels, the staff speak fairly well, English fairly well.
Yeah, especially younger staff, especially
Yeah, the younger.
people under 30 years old in Da Nang or in the big expat areas of Saigon and Hanoi speak a ton of English.
Yeah,
And
I found that to
yeah.
be the case in all the Southeast Asian countries I've been to.
Yeah.
The younger people have a better
100%.
English proficiency than the older people.
Yeah, and it's not just younger people like the wealthy ones who are going to the kind of international school I taught at. It's across the board, high desire and a ton of English language centers
Right.
everywhere in Southeast Asia. Yeah, it's really going up, and the local education system and healthcare system in Vietnam is really good. It's like underappreciated, I think, misunderstood by foreigners. How, I mean, Vietnamese students do really well statistically on things like standardized testing against other countries in the region.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's Evan EVAN
Yep.
EH.
GH. Exclamation mark, Canadian flag.
And a Canadian flag.
Okay.
I'll have his link down below in the description. Check his channel out. You've only had that channel for how long? That particular channel.
It's like almost 2 years to the day.
Okay, yeah, that's the same as me.
Almost 2 years to the day. August 2023, and we're in August 2025.
Yeah. I started mine, I think, in June of 2023. I retired at the beginning of 2023 and got bored, so I started the channel out of boredom.
So for me, it started as a weekend hobby, doing food stuff in Ho Chi Minh with the guy I worked with, a guy who happened to be like photographer or videographer, cameraman at our school. And we would go out usually just once a week and make a fun video. They're like fun food challenges and food vlogs around Saigon. And after whatever, inconsistent, 18 months of doing that on that channel, that's when I also, I retired, left my work, and I thought, oh, if I spend a few hours a day on this channel, I think it'll really grow. And yeah, like it went from 0 to 2,500 in a year, and then from 2,500 to 25,000 in the last year.
Nice.
Yeah, so it really took off in a way that I could never have expected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think it's the location? Do you think it's Da Nang, or what do you think
I think it's a combination of things. I think the biggest thing biggest things are consistency of putting content out and consistency of what that content is. And I couldn't or didn't do either of those things when I had a full-time job.
Right.
Even though I don't spend like anything close to 40 hours a week on making content, I now have a focus both of like what I'm talking about, the format I use to do it, and the one thing that's, the more time I've spent in it, the like easier or faster it is to make a video. So for me, that just means I put out more similar videos. Mm-hmm. Like my videos haven't like gotten better or changed that much since maybe November, December. Like it took like 5 or 6 months to figure out what the video I wanted to make was or could make, and what the video my audience wanted to see was. But once I sort of felt like that clicked, now I just spend all my time figuring out how to make more of those same videos, or what topic I should do.
Right.
Like I spend more time researching topics and scripts and stuff than I do like filming or editing or anything like that.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Is watching YouTube a job? I spend more time watching YouTube than I do.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I get ideas from watching other channels.
100%.
Not necessarily channels in the same niche, but just channels in general. It's like I can use that idea in my niche, and just kind of flip it around a little bit. So yeah, I think that's my research, is getting up in the morning, having my coffee, and watching YouTube for a couple hours.
I love the analytics. I
love digging into it too.
Yeah, the audience tab, the trends tab, I use all that stuff. Every time they release a new feature, a new improvement, to me that's a signal that they're saying, use this feature.
Right.
So I do. I
Yeah.
at least try it out, you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, check his channel out again. It's Evan A, and I'll put his description, or I'll put his link in the description below. I appreciate you coming on today.
Yeah. Thanks so much.
You bet. You bet. As always, like, share, and subscribe, and live life, my friend. Take care. See you again. Bye.
Yeah. Cheers.
I